This thing is not holding up very well. There we go. Get going here. Oh, my test bearing slid. Right. Drill a hole here for a worm screw. All right, now hole drill for the worm screw. Okay, I'll get you guys turned so you guys can actually have a decent view of what's about to happen. Bear, what's going on, man? This is entirely Chris Bailey's fault. I was not planning on going live. He cajoled me into it. So we got us a piece of ash this time. It's got some worm trails. Those are going to go away though as we turn this thing. Actually, I need to make sure that hit 3/4 inch in depth before we get going so that the worm screw can bottom out. Oh, come here. So we come down here 3/4 inch. And we did not. So I need to drill that a little deeper. Just a second, we'll get that mounted up. Now I'm sure we did. Yep, definitely. Get this out of the way. Okay. There we go. Now, even though I rounded that over at the bandsaw, it's still going to be a little wonky. Let's see here. You guys see that pretty good? About to take a shower and go to bed. All right, Bear, well, thanks for stopping in, man. Gage, how's it going? Get this lined up here. Little tailstock support so nothing comes flying off. All right, last couple lives we have been using the traditional tools, so I thought maybe this one we'll go ahead and stick more towards the Easy Wood tools. Easy Wood tools are the carbides. Look like that. we'll probably switch back and forth as we go. Zhang, how you doing, sir? Yeah, that's going to be a little rough at first. So the Easy Wood tools, just lock it down. You want to be level across and you just push in. You can come across the way I'm doing right here. Ooh. They do, contrary to what some people say, make shavings. See if we can get a little more speed than that. We're going to switch over to traditional tools to get this round a little bit faster. Tim, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. Let's see, do you guys have the best view? Let's tweak you right over here. Do I ever eat shavings? I can tell you what most of the woods I turn taste like. It's inevitable, it's going to get in your mouth, but what are you making? We're going to be making a bowl here. They're cooking. Jyoti, welcome in. Lone Wanderer. They do look tasty. Most of your American woods are pretty safe, even if they do get in your mouth. There's a couple of the locust woods that aren't too good for you. But when you get to the African woods, the exotics, that you got to watch out. Johnny, what's going on? Aiden, yeah, you did just shout out, man. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Andrew, thanks for coming in. Move us up a little closer here. You can kind of see what we're working with. So we still got a ways to go on this side. Now this piece of ash just came out of my the community park here where I live. I happened to be driving past it and they were taking down some trees due to the emerald ash borers getting into them. So I stopped in and grabbed it. Andrew, welcome in. Aiden, we're making a bowl. So we already made it round over on the bandsaw. So right now we're just getting the base shape of it. Have to get the bottom here leveled off. So still got a ways to go before we get there. I think we're going to turn this into a winged bowl. One of those old Viking style ones. I think that'll be kind of cool. Matthew, how's it going? Do you have experience with the Green Harbor Freight Lathe? I do not. The green one would be the Central Machinery. The red one's their new one. That's the Bauer. The Central Machinery just has the 5 belts. I do know that, so that's how you change the speed, where the red Bauer has the electronic speed control. Actually, if Johnny Latecraft, if he's still in, he has the red Bauer one. Santiago, how's it going? Jay, hey Jay, how you doing, sir? See if we got us fully round up. Guess we got a little more to go there. I'm going to stop. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I'm going to back you out just like this. See if this will... See if you guys can see how far this is flying. So again, this is what you get with the wet woods, which is why we love turning them. Let's see if we got through that yet. Nope, not quite. I think we have to take a little bit more off in there. Let's go ahead and drop the tailstock. All right, that wasn't good. We're at stay below 1,000 right now, just in case that gets squirrely. And he's feeling a little squirrely. All right. We're going to switch back over to our easy wood. See if we can't get that bottom edge cleaned up here and get ready to take a recess. How long do you think it's been making bowls? Bowls? I've been doing this a couple years now. So, for me, I'm often out here late at night doing stuff like this. I've only recently started YouTubing. All right. Let's see what we're doing here. What I'm checking for by doing this is I can see the bottom is still domed, and I need to get that recessed so it'll sit on the edges of the bowl. Not quite there yet, but that'll be good enough. Use my cheater block here. Idea on where we need to be. That tells me where my chuck jaws are going to land. I think I was off on that mark, but that's all right. Go right about there. Now, for those of you who may have noticed, the worm screw spun in its hole up front there, so that's why we're getting a lot of that vibration noise. Brian, how's it going, sir? Thanks for coming in. How much am I selling it for? Typically, I give my bowls away. That's what normally happens. Do appreciate that, though. All right, that should be good there. My jaws are dovetail jaws, so we're going to use the skew here and give us a little dovetail. Just like that. Then we're going to bring up that tailstock support again, and we can finish getting the outer shape done. Before we do that, we'll move you guys to a better position so you can see what I see. There you go, and you can see we got to get rid of this. Bring that in, and there we go. Back to our 1/2 inch bowl gouge. So, give you guys an idea, this is what we were turning at first, what the shavings look like. On that last pass, they look like that. Side by side. And if you look at that finish, much, much smoother. Still got a little bit of that. Deal with that in just a sec. That'll make that pretty good. I want to make that a little thinner, but I think the outside still looks pretty rough. So a lot of our size or our mass is going to come out of that. We're going to need a bigger wing though. Good for pack. Yeah, it would be. A little bounce. That's going to be too big of a point. We'll swap over to one of the smaller ones. It's looking pretty darn good. Switch over to our 3/8 bowl gouge. That's a nice spot for the fingers to go. Feels pretty good. All right. Let's see if we can't trim that bottom up a little better because we still have this going on. Get you guys a better view so you can see what I'm seeing. Am I going to stain it? I typically don't stain the hardwoods. Typically leave them their natural color, although I do know some folks who do. Although if you are interested in colors, I think Salisbury Crafts is still at Jay used to. Oh yeah, there you are, Jay. Try turning a bowl with a captive ring. A bowl with a captive ring? I've made goblets with captive rings. I don't know about a bowl with a captive ring. And then I just don't like that. We're going to go a little deeper on our recess, just because I don't want this thing breaking off on me. Excuse me. A little more speed than that. There we go. That'll be better. Like I said, my chuck is a dovetail jaw. Just a little decoration on the bottom. That should be plenty deep enough. That's looking pretty good. I'm not going to bore you guys with sanding because everybody hates sanding, so we're not going to go that way. George, thank you, sir. All right. We're going to do this the easier of the two ways. So that is the worm screw that I was talking about. They can be a royal pain in the butt to get out, depending on how well they went in. So, so that is what the worm screw is. Chuck holds that, and you drill a hole, and that goes on there. Get him out of the way. Make sure my recess fits. I don't have to change anything there. Yeah, recess fits. As I said, this wood is still a little wet, so you got to go around, make sure it is good and snug. Actually, I think we're going to start just by leveling it off. Go back to our 1/2 inch bowl gouge. So if you guys are enjoying this, as I said, I am often out here late at night turning stuff. So feel free to like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. And hopefully we'll see you again. Perfect blank, what will it be? Probably mahogany. There we go. Always out. Not every single night, but I'm out here quite often. I mean, I'll be out here. I don't always turn the camera on. You know, sometimes I think people are just not interested. So, but most nights I'd say I'm probably out here turning something, whether it be something like a little twig pot. Show this off. So twig pot, get yourself a little test tube. Give that to the wife, your mom, some lady in your life. They'll load it up with flowers. Since it's glass, you can put the water in there. Keeps them nice. Do things like that. I make small bowls, big bowls, pens, rings, all sorts of stuff. Get it lathe late. Yeah, there's just something about the lathe it's just relaxing. I'm up too high. That's why it's making racket. That's going to be better. And that is a catch. Like that thing. See if we can bring you guys down a little better. Jersey, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. There you go. Actually, we did the entire outside with the traditional tools. Let's switch over to the Easy Woods. Give you guys an idea on the difference between the two. So like I said before, Easy Wood is carbide. Put it on there parallel and you just press in. I am slightly low. Easy Wood tools want to be at parallel or at the center. So nice thing about Easy Wood, they were actually designed so anybody can pick one up and start turning that day. They're pretty cool. They do like speed though, so let me ramp up our speed a bit. just like that. The other nice thing about the Easy Woods is you don't even have to have a sharpening system. All you need, these little carbides, when they get dull, you can rotate them. When it gets completely dull, you just replace it. Costs you like 15 bucks. If we slow this down and stop it, you will see they do leave a rougher finish. So there is more sanding with the Easy Woods compared to your traditional tools. Yeah, but after you can do another bowl with the core. Matthew, I don't know what you're talking about. Core cutter tool. Oh, um, typically you see those often used in the larger bowl blanks. I don't have anything of that size that would make sense to use it. I mean, most of what I got stuff like this. So I mean, this is how this started. Just wood from the neighbor. Well, this one here came from the park, but that's that. So you wouldn't use a bowl coring on this. I'm gonna switch back over to traditional. Abram, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. We got to lower this back down here to go back to traditional. Keep our speed up. I think we're starting to get a little dull. Yeah. Switch back over to the 3/8. He's probably still sharp. He is. Arjun, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. I want to get a flashlight back on here so you guys can see a little better. Slide you a little bit over this way. And if my thing will stay there, there we go. That's too low for this particular one. There. Yeah, that's going to get a little... Sorry about that. running into is I'm getting past my max overhang. Give you guys an idea what I mean by that. 1/2 inch bowl gouge right here, 3/8. Actually fits inside of him. So you need more metal to extend further over your tool rest. Otherwise you get vibration, which is what's starting to happen. So we're going to keep going, see how far we can get. Stop here, see how thick we are. That's right about where we're going to want to stop. Now I need that to move. And you always slow down as you come through the middle so you don't break that out. Turn your tool rest inside. I'm going to be doing that here shortly, Johnny. All right. Also vibration at the ends of the tool rest, less in the middle. Yep. Adlamo, hello, bang, welcome in. There we go. Get this mess out of the way. Okay. Get the flashlight over there. See how much thickness we got. Oh, plenty. Plenty. Coming off my bevel right there. Yeah, I don't have a bottom bowl gouge. right, see how we're doing here. That's getting pretty close. All right, now we'll see. Whoop. Still can go further. I want to leave enough meat on the bottom. As I said, this is wet wood, so it will warp. So I got to leave enough meat at the bottom to be able to bring it back to round. All right. That feels real good. Sub 2. Okay, I think that's where we're going to stop that one. Go ahead and thin out the rim. And of course, I'm doing all that, and you guys can't even see what I'm up to. Raja, how's it going? You're just jumping in everybody's lives tonight, huh? Oh yeah, for you guys, if I haven't said it before, if you've got a channel, feel free to post it up so other people can find you. Let's see if I can do this here. There you go, Jay, Raja. Let's see here, did I miss anybody else? Looks like I got everybody there. I do not know how to pronounce that one, but welcome in. Okay. Let's see how that's looking. Kind of like that. What do you guys think? A little decorative rim? Yes, no? Let me know what you think. Matthew says yes. Capren, welcome in. Jay likes it. All right, we will leave it in there. Going to accentuate it a little more. All right. And check our thickness. All right, we're going to do one final cleanup of the inside. Feel we got a little ridge right there I want to get rid of. Let's see here. Bring this back here. Come. All right. I'm gonna slide that right there. Hey, you guys can see that pretty darn good. Nice and slow to get rid of the nib. You guys a more pulled back view. All right, he's a little rough, but like I said, he is going to move quite a bit before we ever get to the finishing stage. There we go. We got a slight underhanded rim. Be able to hold it. We got that little lip at the top. A little decoration there at the bottom. Like I said, he is going to warp as it is wet wood. Just for example, what I'm talking about, this is one we did about 3 days ago, and he was perfectly level when we did it. Not anymore. And for another example, this one I think we did last week. So that's how much we can expect these pieces to move. So that's why we leave them thick, so we can take it back down to round. All right. What do you guys want to do next? We got a heck of a mess. I still got a whole bunch more wood over there. Let's see about chucking something up here. What do we got? We can see about making a vase out of that. Jay saying goblet. What do I got that I can make a goblet out of? Maybe this piece. Plumber's crack. Did y'all get a view? Yeah, probably. Sorry about that. There, let me go ahead and knock this branch off. You guys stay put. See about spinning y'all around here. Let's see if that's going to hold. And we're just going to knock this limb off. See if I can do it in a manner where y'all can still see without falling. There we go. You guys turn back over. Flashlight out of the way. Tailstock back up. Chuck out of the way. Ring guide center in. I think we'll just guesstimate our centers. About there. That looks close. All right. We'll go for our spindle roughing gouge. Let's get some speed. Ooh. That branch is a little rough. Almost. There yet? Almost. one last little bit of bark that'll come off here in a few. Ooh. That's probably good enough. Rusty, we don't need all that. Saccharin, how's it going? What else we got in here? Johnny, take care, sir. Bittinen and Mukesh, welcome in. Okay, that should be able to grab into the dovetail. Thank you, Matthew. Come on. There we go. German, how's it going? Welcome in. All right. There we go. Now, how big of a goblet do we want? Yeah, something in that range. Should work just fine. We'll start with our 1/2 inch. Short videos, how's it going? Amelia, welcome in. Can't pronounce the one above that, but welcome. All right, there's the first one. There's the second one. Oh, that one almost broke. All right, that one is probably going to break on us. Thanks, Raja. Let's see if we can do a little better job on this one. Well, need you to stay over that way for a few. There we go. 3 captive rings. Get my tape. We'll get them taped out of the way, and then we'll get going, finishing this guy off. Jay still in here? Hey, Chris. All right. We're going to take that down a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and get the cup section taken care of. We'll use this guy just to quickly get this down. There we go. Come over here. We'll do the goblet portion. Change you guys' view so you can kind of see what I'm going to be doing. Darkatani? Not sure. Definitely don't know the one below that. So, but welcome. Joe, you are up late. Welcome, welcome. Like I said, guys, I'm often out here late night doing this sort of turning. If this is something that interests you, go ahead and do the YouTube stuff. The, what's that? The thumb button, the subscribe, and all that fun stuff. All right, you. We are going to try to pre-drill us a hole. Ooh, that ain't working so good. Oh, that's because it's off-centered. And we lost one of our rings. Let me tape him back up. Stay put. All right, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. I saw that slip. There we go. All right. Big Max, what's going on, man? Tom, welcome in. See, I don't think I can get you guys any lower than that. It's about as close as I can get you. All right. This wet wood is kicking my butt trying to go into that end grain. So we're going to break out the Jacob's chuck. And Kootenai, welcome. Hey, Dan, what's going on, man? So we'll set that up. Whoop, we'll set that up over there. Grab our Jacob's chuck. Get a spade bit. Wet wood, you cannot use your Forstner. It will just clog up. Forstner bits work great in the dry wood, quite terribly in the wet wood. Here we go. Let's see if I can get some light for you. You can see a little bit. All right. Okay, that is to right about there, so we can go a little further. Get my blower. As far as we're going to push that. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I think he was trying to use a dull Forstner to top it off. Let's see how we're doing depth-wise. Right there. Yep, I can live with that. Now we will use, where'd it go? Our easy wood hollowing. Get some speed on this guy. I said I can't get you guys any lower. That's about as good as the view's going to get for right now, but we're just hollowing this out. All right. Get my flashlight. You guys can see a little better now. Not so much. Still got a little bit of ways to go in there. Not much though. So we're down to about there. Might use the square. There we go. And we'll get the big guy out. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Welcome in. You finally caught one of the live. How's that inside? That inside looks pretty darn good. Whoop. Threw it on the ground. Let's stop doing that. What happened here? There we go. All right. So now that we got that taken care of, put this guy back over here. We'll get you guys repositioned so you can kind of see what's going on again. Yeah, we'll go 1/2 inch again. Okay, we're still too high. Okay. That should give us a nice spot to put a little decorative right in the center. I do not have fingernails. And threw that on the ground. Get the 3 of those down there. We'll tape them up again, out of the way. There. That way our rings don't get broken. There you go. Yeah, I like the Laguna, but mine recently broke down, and it took them 3 weeks to between calling me back and shipping me the part to get it back up and running. So I think if I had to do it over again, I might go with a Harbor Freight, the Bauer, simply because if something goes wrong with that Bauer, I can walk it into any Harbor Freight and walk out with a brand new one. Whoa. I let the wing get a little too close on that. Let's see if we messed it up at all. Slight chunk out, but that's all right. We can fix it. Let's see how that's looking. A little bit. Switch over to our smaller one. My jet stand is weak. Bauer's not bad, but it has a poor stand with it. I actually have the Bauer stands that the Laguna's sitting on. So it's all right. It wobbles a bit, but I make do. I mean, I'm sure there's better ones if I wanted to spend a lot more. I can deal with that. That feels pretty good. All right. All right, final step here. Hopefully, we're going to go ahead and get the skew out. And let's see about moving you guys a little sideways. I had a jet, but Laguna. I had an outfeed side for larger bowls, solid built. I don't like the nobody likes the banjo on the on the Laguna. That is very common. They make replacements now, I believe. Pretty darn smooth, except for right up there. Crap. How bad was that? All right. That's what I get for not paying attention for that half a second. Okay. That took care of that. Let's fix up that front here in a second. Still got a little bit of wobble to it. And that is because that is way too high. There we go. Yeah, we still got some chomp out. He is not liking that at all. At all. There's no scraping for you. Come right back over here. Get this guy up nice and high. Getting there. That works for me. There's that. Great inspiration. Now I can't stop turning. Wood in the shop. Good time watching. Live Friday night. At 5 now, still going. Nice, Big Macs. Oh, the Papa? Yeah, for his segmented turnings, that dude is amazing. He's amazing all around, but I love his segmented turnings. Okay, pay attention to what you're doing. Put this away. Finish this up. Okay. Back around front since I screwed that up. And that will finish this one off. There we go. That feels pretty good for a goblet. Get over there. Zoom you guys out. There we go. 3 captive rings on a goblet. There you go. So we made that, and we made us an ash bowl. Let me get this out of the way so you guys can see it. Put him over here. That resaw throat is massive. Are you talking about the bandsaw? That's the, what are you? 10326 14-inch bandsaw. So like I said, this piece of ash, this came from the park. I happened to be driving by as they were taking down ash trees because those emerald ash borer beetles had gotten to it. So I was able to grab that. He's still wet, so we left him thick. After he dries, we'll be able to turn him to his final dimension. We did a captive ring because Jay requested it. He's probably not even in here anymore. Jay from Salisbury Crafts. But with the 3 captive rings, 1, 2, 3, little goblet, very wet wood. He's going to warp as well, but that was just for fun. And I'm working on my video for the shooting board. I'm not sure YouTube will let me call it that. Yeah, they will. Oh. Whoop. I've had mine in a couple videos. Little shooting board for putting the plane on, getting those good edges. All right, guys. Well, it is closing in on 1 a.m. here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that tonight. If you did, do the YouTube stuff, the like, the subscribe, the thumb, whatever the YouTube stuff is. And hopefully we'll see you in here again. So y'all take care. Later. All right, which button is that?